Alrighty, folks, we are good to go. I'm going to reset and start the net. Hello and welcome to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. My name is Kimberly Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar. Mike Oscar is my call sign, and my pronouns are she, her. I am your net control operator for this net. This is a roundtable general discussion and rag shoe net, and all calls should go through the net control station. This net meets every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, and we are 9 minutes late, but no worries. Before we begin, do we have any emergency or other priority traffic? If at any time there is an emergency, please say break, break, and we will assist you. This net provides a safe place for members of the LGBTQIA+ community as well as their allies to hang out over the airwaves. This net, as well as the network it's hosted on, is open to all licensed amateur radio operators. No membership is necessary, and we welcome a third-party traffic as well. Speaking of memberships, the Pride Radio Group provides an inclusive environment for all to learn, experiment, and enjoy radio communications by encouraging, promoting, and supporting diversity with the wider radio community, sharing our experiences and learnings with the community, and celebrating and embracing Pride on the air. For more information about the Pride Radio Group and how to join plus gain access to our Discord chat room, head on over to prideradio.group. That is prideradio.group. Or check out Victor Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf or Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you're one of those folks who hates the LGBTQIA plus community, of course. This net is being relayed on the various nodes, talk groups, and reflectors of the Pride Radio Network and affiliated systems, including All-Star, Echolink, IRLP, DMR, YSF Reflector, WiresX, M17, NXDN P25, and D-Star, as well as various RF repeaters around the world, and is also streamed live on Broadcastify and my YouTube channel, which can be found by searching for my call sign, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. More information on how you can connect to this, for information on how you can connect to this network or for our live stream links, visit prideradionetwork.com. That is prideradionetwork.com. And finally, you can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS from netlogger.org. That is netlogger.org. NetLogger is a fantastic piece of software that allows you to log into the net and view a list of call signs in real time and be able to follow along with the net. If you're an Android or iPhone user, you may download On Air Net Scraper instead. That is On Air Net Scraper for Android and iPhone users. Alrighty then, before we begin this evening's net, do we have any news, announcements, or other items of business for the net and the Pride Radio Group?
Victor Kilo 3 Juliet Echo Delta.
Alright, VK3 JED, go ahead.
Yeah, some not so good news in that a number of our endpoints are down, and not sure when they'll be back up again. Hopefully not too long, but haven't put a timeline on it yet. The most significant one is that there is no D-Star access at all. We have been trying to get DMR back up and running, but attempts to make a backup DMR system have been less than successful, unfortunately. And IRLP and the Pride Conference are up through a backup link, so those ones are up and running, but all the Australian-based YSF, NXDN, P25, All-Star, etc. are currently not on the air, but Kimberley's done a good job of being able to back up what we can and attempting to get DMR running, but just having a mysterious issue with the DMR side of things. Anyway, hopefully won't be too long before normal programming resumes. Anyway, back to net, KJ7RMO, BK3JD.
Alrighty, Tony, thank you for that announcement. You did a much better job summarizing it than what I would have done if I had to make the announcement myself. Alright, folks. But yeah, it kind of sucks to have this downtime, but we're working so hard to try and get some of our endpoints back online. So for right now, for those of you who are unable to connect to our Australian endpoints, you should have no trouble connecting to our US endpoints. cdprideradionetwork.com for prideradionetwork.com website for information on all the endpoints that are available at the moment. All right. Now it's time to take some check-ins, but before I do that, let me reset real quick. Alrighty, folks. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar here, your net control station, and we're looking for check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. We're going to start off with mobile, short on time, and in-and-out stations. So if you're mobile, don't have much time, or if you just want to quickly pop in for a quick hello and then get out, you may come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you may also include your pronouns in your transmission if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, looking for check-ins from mobile, sure on time, and in-and-out stations. Okay, hearing nothing from mobile, short on time, and in and out. Let's take check-ins from anybody, anywhere. So anybody, anywhere, if you'd like to check in to the net, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you may include your pronouns if you wish. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, taking in check-ins from anybody, anywhere.
And I noticed you... there it is. I am on NetLogger, so I'll let others check in, VK3JD.
Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu. Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a noob to the net, actually, so go ahead.
Okay, I think I heard Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu. Did I get that right?
That is an affirmative. You have my call sign accurately.
All Alrighty, got you down. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and your pronouns if you wish. Come on, folks. I know there's more people out there. We usually get a lot more check-ins than this. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically.
This is N3VEM, November 3, Victor Echo Mike, he, him.
Ah! I knew there was, someone out there. November 3, Victor Echo Mike got you down. Who else is out there? Come out of the woodwork and, throw out your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alrighty, one more time. Do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in before we get started? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar standing by for check-ins. Alright, one more time. Do we have any check-ins on the DMR side of the network before we get started? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar standing by. Nothing heard on DMR. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, well, we shook that tree as hard as we could, and looks like this is all we got for right now. So we're gonna toss it up to the top. Victor Kilo 3, Juliet Echo Delta from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Okay, Kimberley, and yeah, been a bit of a odd week. Pronouns are he, him, by the way. Notice normally you stick them in automatically. It didn't today. Watching NetLogger as well. Yeah, I actually wasn't going to be here originally, but yeah, the weather hasn't cooperated. It's been raining all morning. And even now it's still a very watery sky, and there's been a slow drip of rain. I'll just have another look now and see. It looks like it's not raining now, but everything's still very wet outside, so yeah, my plans haven't come to fruition. If it dries up enough, I might take the bike out a bit later, or take a walk sometime after the net. We'll be playing that one by ear. So yeah, and Thursday was similarly affected. The rain happened at the wrong time of day, so yeah, it's been a fairly quiet week from the usual literal running around and the cycling that's been going with it of late. So yeah, not a lot radio-wise. Yeah, but in all the fun and gained. I think I've fixed the DMR bug. I found it in, if we can get that up, when TGIS may work better. I found a typo when I was working with Kimberly from my backups. Anyway, KJ7OMO with the group BK3JD.
VK3JED from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. I do notice that the new bridge is bridging the other networks together, but one-way traffic to the other, from free DMR to the other networks. So yeah, we'll have to take a look at all the DMR stuff as soon as the net is over with and try and get DMR up and running again. We're so close to getting it going. But yeah, sorry about the bad weather over there. Holy cow. Gotta love it when weather creeps up on you without any warning. More like shove itself in there very suddenly without any warning. Alright, Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, welcome to the net. I see it's your first time here.
Oh, sorry. Lots of fun. I don't know. It's been a week. Let's see. Yesterday I hit a pillar with my vehicle, and the right rear door got a little dinged up, and I was kind of irritated about that. I do volunteer work at a bird rescue locally, and sorry, stand by, I got a cough. Okay. A new self-requested cockatoo had come in, and he was a little stressed out, and we're calming him down. He was working well with one of the volunteers, and I tried to work with him a little bit, and he gave really nasty signs or whatever, and I backed off and calmed down, and I just thought, okay, let him, blab my finger and kind of figure out that I'm not a threat, and I got just barely too close, and chomp. And let me tell you, cockatoos bite hard. I spent the overnight, I went to the ER at about 2 o'clock in the morning after it was still bleeding, very slowly. I was there till 4, and yeah, so I'm now on a prophylactic doxycycline to avoid psittacosis or anything like that, and yeah, they're not going to close it up because they don't want to trap anything in there. But yeah, so I've got a neat wound in there. Oh, and the bird didn't nick my bones, so that's a good thing. So yeah, it's been a heck of a week. Painting on the boat's done. I am getting ready next weekend to put it in the water. What's up? I heard. So sorry. It should be getting ready to get in the water real quick. We just have to look at the outboard and finish up some wiring stuff, and she's ready to go in and sail down to Milwaukee. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been a week. Anyway, I'll turn it back to Matt. Maybe not easy.
AB9UZ from KJ7 OMO returning. Oi, boy, sorry to hear all that. You did had a really rough week. Oh boy. And parrot bites are no joke. They have incredibly strong beaks, and they will chomp on you hard. You're lucky, like you said, you're lucky that the bird didn't cut your bones off. Yikes. Yeah. maybe be a little more careful with the parrot next time. Polly want a cracker. Okay, but I'm glad that everything is alright. And that no permanent damage was done. Alrighty, we're gonna toss the mic over to N3VEM from KJ7OMO.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, well, I don't have anything exciting as being bitten by exotic birds, but yeah, we're getting ready. I guess the most exciting thing I have to share with the group is our plans right now is to launch some of these model rockets tomorrow morning. So one of them being the big one that will have some of the radio stuff on it. So now tomorrow we're launching it without the radio stuff, and if that goes well, then on Monday we're going to launch it again with the APRS tracker and the LoRa radio and stuff like that. So that's the exciting thing. So I guess, well, since we're talking about fingers and fingers being bitten, it's a good thing that my mic is keyed with a foot switch, because my fingers are currently covered with the grease that is used to assemble the motors for the rocket. So that's my project while I'm sitting here at my desk and listening to everybody go around, is getting the motors prepped for tomorrow. So that's I guess the most exciting bit I have to share for now. So I'll send it back to you, Kimberly, and see what everybody else has to say. N3VEM.
Ooh, N3VEM from KJ7OMO returning. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Launching ham radio equipment up into the wild blue yonder. I love the idea of that. Already, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have anybody else out there wishing to check in. All I need are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may include your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station, and we'll be standing by for more check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net. Alrighty, before we kick it back up to the top, do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in? Alrighty, if you are unable to check in via voice, you are welcome to check in via the YouTube live stream. You can also check in via NetLogger, WinLink, Mastodon if you know who I am there, Twitter if you know who I am there, Facebook if you know who I am there. You can also check in via Discord, and you can also check in by sending me an email, which you can find on my QRZ page. I'm good on there. And of course, you can check in anywhere where you are able to reach me. Alrighty, we're gonna kick it back up to the top. VK3JED from KJ7OMO.
Yeah, okay. And just seeing the damage to the finger. And yeah, I tell you what, going to have to bring the glasses in. Yeah, things seem to be getting smaller. And yeah, not good about having to rescue the bird, but yeah, it's interesting. That's quite a common species around here. And not surprised that the finger was so severely damaged. Cockatoos have a reputation here for getting into things like coax cable, and yeah, the telcos have had issues with birds taking down microwave links, for instance. I think they did eventually find a solution. I think they found bright orange coloured cables were shall we say, a fair deterrent. I think the bright orange, I think they tended to not go for as much as the traditional black. I think that worked. But they've got very sharp beaks, that's for sure. Don't see them up close here. They stay high in the trees. Anyway, hopefully you're healing and the birds calm down and getting used to being around people, trying to help it. Anyway, what do we got? Oh, that's a big hole. Saw the latest one come through. Not a huge amount to report here. As I said, don't really get to play much radio these days, and you just got the alligator. You don't get to play much radio, and the training sort of slowed down. This week's park run was a pacing run, so I was taking it very slow to meet the target time, and I did help at least one person to improve themselves, so that was a worthwhile exercise. Been unusually inactive, but that's going to change this week because I've got quite a bit of extra cycling to do in addition to normal training. And I know the weather's not going to be great, but I don't think it's going to stop too much with a bit of luck. Anyway, KJ7OMO with the group BK3JD.
Alright, VK3JED from KJ7OMO returning. Nothing to say at the moment, so over to AB9UZ.
I'm only at the rescue on Fridays, but yeah, it's I have a. This is why I like small birds. They can't chomp you that hard. And yeah, I know cockatoos are very common in the sulfur-crested ranges from the far southern reaches of Australia all the way through Indonesia, and Malaysia. So it's quite a common bird. They actually have some. I don't know if they're galahs or I don't remember, but they have a pair of them there too. Those guys are. They try to act all tough, but you get near them and they're like, nope. But yeah, they've got a whole bunch of mollies there, and some macaws, and there's a yellow-fronted Amazon that I've really connected with. She let me scratch her head yesterday. So yeah, she and I have established something of a bond, and I said if I could take her home with me, I would. And my fiance said that if I bring the bird home, she's moving out. I think she was hearing the mollies though, and not the Amazon, because the Amazon isn't that loud. But Vera. Oh, okay, that was what it was. Yeah, it was the singing. Okay, yeah, she does this whoa, whoa thing, and yeah, apparently that's the thing. So, all right. But yeah, So I'm hoping to get, like I said, get the boat in the water so that I can get it down to Milwaukee. And I finished the first cybersecurity course, or the first course in the Google Cybersecurity Certificate. I'm working on the second one right now. I'm trying to kind of upskill into cybersec. So that's a lot of fun. Oh, not a whole lot else going on. I mean, I don't know. Watching things fall apart, it's a lot of fun. That's what happens when you lose your hours suddenly. But, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Radio-wise, there's it is the largest fly-in in the country, in the world, actually, if I remember correctly, EAA AirVenture, which is happening in July, and I was considering volunteering for that and going up there and setting up ADSB receiver that uploads and some like AirTrack Lite ATC or something, but just as a project, and see if I could do it with like a 10-watt solar panel and a whole bunch of stuff. But I don't know, I'm nowhere near any kind of proposal on that one yet, so it probably won't happen this year. But yeah, I'm also like poking my head at MMBVM. Those look interesting. I'd have to get my hands on a Pi Zero to play with one though first. So unless I really wanted to just shell out for the pre-made Zoom spot. So not that much other than that. Oh yeah, I want to get onto 160 and 80, and I need a different antenna for that. But I don't even know if it would fit in my tiny little courtyard. So anyway, I'll go back to that. So I don't really have a whole lot else. 89 music.
Squawk, squawk, Polly want a cracker? Polly want a cracker? Squawk, Polly want a cracker? Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. Congratulations on the certificate, and good luck on your next certificate thing for the cybersecurity thing and all that other stuff. Yeah, and yeah, sounds like you kept yourself busy there. Awesome sauce. All right, we'll toss it back to N3VEM from KJ7 OMO.
Okay, yeah, AB9UZ. I just opened up Discord and saw the picture of your finger there that you posted, and yeah, holy smokes, that looks. Yeah, I guess I don't think I've ever gotten a bad bird bite, but I'll have to ask the question. You know, saying you said volunteering at a bird rescue. We have chickens, and they pretty much never bite, but when they do, it's, you know, not much of anything. It's more like a nibble than anything else. But I have to ask at the bird rescue if you guys ever see chickens come in, and the only reason I ask is there was our one rooster we were looking to get a vet appointment for once, and we had just the most difficult time finding a vet that would see one rooster, because it's either like farm vets who want to come and take care of the whole flock, or vets that are more used to dealing with cats and dogs. And the vet we finally found that would see chickens kind of like one-off was somebody who was considered an exotics vet. So they, you know, dealt with, you know, parrots and cockatoos and like exotic bird pets. And for me, this was just like hilarious, the idea that the chickens would be considered an exotic bird, but I guess maybe as far as a pet, it would be considered an exotic. So yeah, when it goes back around to you, you'll have to let me know if you guys deal with chickens at all with your rescue stuff. And yeah, I think that's probably what I've got for this round. N3VEM.
Alrighty, KJ7OMO, your net control station returning, and we are at the bottom of the list, so let's go ahead and shake this tree around a bit and see who else falls off of it. If you'd like to check into the net, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you may also, if you wish, include your pronouns. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar standing by for anybody else who wishes to check in.
This is KC3 VIU, Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India Uniform, BB, she, her, in Denver, PA, Stevens, PA, whichever you like. Just checking into the net.
Well, alright, good to hear you again, KC3VIU from KJ7OMO returning. I immediately recognized your voice as soon as you piped up and automatically had your call sign written down, but due to FCC stuff, you still have to spit your call sign out anyways. Alright, who else is out there wishing to check in?
This is Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo, Chris in Kansas City. He, him, or they, them. No traffic for the net.
Alrighty, Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo. Got you down. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Alrighty, got some 2 additional stations added to the Ragchu. Alright, let's start off with KC3VIU from KJ7OMO.
KC3 VIU, coming back. Yeah, so this evening, my roommate Abigail, who's my, we're going to say, refugee from Florida and their punitive legal system. She and I went to a place tonight, and she was like, I could go for a martini. I'm like, oh, I know a perfect place to get a martini. So there's a place down in Lancaster that now has more of a tiki / Key West theme, and we went down there, and it's getting to be a much more common thing now. Where I got addressed, she is, and also Miss, and so that was exceptionally cool. And at the end, Abigail, who'd gone out to do some socializing out, was talking to somebody who's definitely an advocate and ally before, but is now like even more staunch advocate ally, and so we're just out there doing what we do best, and just being nice and trying to help show the world that we're all people, and just trying to live out our lives and be happy. So we got a photo taken, and we got contact information, so this person's like, now a new friend, and we'll end up getting together, I think, somewhat regularly. Anyway, back to the net, KC3VIU, more next time.
Alrighty, Um, what was I gonna say? All right, what left my head. Anyways, I know the next station said no traffic, but we'll turn it over to them anyway. AE0 Sierra Bravo from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Hi. Not a whole lot going on here. Spent pretty much the whole day trying to fix my car, which kind of worked. Made some progress on that, but now I'm pretty exhausted. I'm just glad I got to check into the net finally. I've been trying, and timing was just bad for so long. So I'm glad I finally got to do it.
Alrighty, well, we're glad to have you aboard. Alrighty, before I kick it back up to the top, was there anybody else out there wishing to check in? Alrighty, hearing nothing, we're going to kick it right back up to the top. VK3 JED from KJ7 OMO.
Yeah, welcome to Phoebe and Chris, by the look of it, in that last round. And did you go through that time? Hopefully I remember it all. It looks like there's still some issues with VK2ROT in Sydney from what I'm seeing on Discord. You're sounding good here, so it appears to be a local issue at the node end, I would say. And back up AB9UZ. Congratulations on the cybersecurity course. Shame about the reduced hours. I just wish I had hours to be reduced. Trying to find some, but that's proving a lot more difficult than even I anticipated. I thought I'd be in a better position, not working out the plan. And for the rocketry, well, something that's always fascinated me. Never actually had the opportunity to dabble in or sit in on any amateur rocketry, but always been fascinated by the idea and of people launching payloads on rockets. I hope the launch is a big success. That's that one. And Florida does seem to be getting worse and worse these days. So allies, wherever they pop up, are more than appreciated. So we love our allies. And I know there's a number ally members of the Pride Radio group. Need to have an Special Allies Day of the year on the calendar as well. KJ7 OMO with the group VK3JD.
VK3JED from KJ7 OMO returning. Yes, and in addition to Florida getting worse and worse, Texas is also getting worse and worse, and many other U.S. states are also getting worse and worse. So a good portion of the U.S. is starting to become, how do I say it? I guess draconian is the best thing I could describe, but it's getting worse and worse. Yeah, not much can be done about it, unfortunately. At least not now, anyways. Hopefully in a few years when, well, even that's not a guarantee, depending on who gets elected in charge of all the different districts and whatnot. It's a complicated system here, very complicated, and we're not going to dive into it. All right, but I do hope that one day, folks, for the things for the LGBTQIA plus community will improve here. I wish, but in the meantime, yeah, we'll just have to deal with it. I wish I could afford to leave the country and go somewhere else, like Australia or something, but I can't. I don't have any money for that, and plus, my mother is here and she needs my help, so yeah. Even if I did have the money, I still wouldn't be able to get out of here. Alright, we're gonna toss it back to AB9UZ from KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO in the group, AB9UZ. As to the rescue, I have never seen a chicken come in. Though I'm willing to bet that the veterinarian who comes in to treat the birds at the rescue, what we do is we take surrendered birds from people who can't take care of their birds properly or whatever, and they just want to make sure that they have a good home, that kind of thing. And treat them, get them up to speed and everything, and get them out for adoption. So, but yeah, I've never seen a chicken come through, but the veterinarian might take chickens, and yes, you're looking for an exotic for that, because they deal in the reptilian and avian physiology. So that's what they do. So yeah. Let me tell you, with the spread of vanilla ISIS or the Al-Qaeda, very ironically, one of the groups that's behind a lot of this stuff is called the Base. They call themselves the Base. In Arabic, that would be translated as Al-Qaeda. But they fail to see the irony of that. Anyway, the spread of that is seriously terrifying, and I live in Wisconsin where that's largely not a thing. I mean, there is still a same-sex marriage ban in the state constitution that is unenforceable because of Obergefell v. Hodges, but the landmark ruling there. But yeah, like I posted my thoughts on the Discord. And if you need a translation, well, I can get that to you. But I think the image is self-explanatory. When protecting your right to exist, all options are on the table. For me, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But yeah, it's terrifying, and that this is becoming a spreading ideology, and seeing the jackboot tactics that are going on, like what happened in Idaho Pride last year, and where a certain group with the initials Papa Bravo showed up. So yeah, it's pretty terrifying. And being ex-military, I'm like, okay, this will take care of too, but that it is what it is. But anyway, what was the other thing? I'm trying to remember.
Node 2105 timeout.
Yeah, my brain cache just cleared. So, oh, rocketry. That's right, rocketry. So it's another thing that's really fascinated me for decades, actually. And my fiance actually was part of her model rocket club in high school, and she got, what was it, a second? A state second? Yeah. Was that through AAA or was that through NAR? National Association of Rocketry or AAA Rocket Association? You don't remember? Okay. So, but I do have the same question about the rocket one, the rocket shoot tomorrow. Is that through AAA or through NAR? So, with that, I'll turn it back to Ned. 8980.
Alrighty, AB9UZ from KJ7, OMO returning. Unfortunately, your transmission was over 3 minutes, so it timed you out. I was still able to hear you on my local side, but I don't think the rest of the network was able to hear the remainder of your message. Yeah, I forgot to remind folks that there is a 3-minute timeout timer on the network. So if you need more than 3 minutes to say what you need to say, then you will need to momentarily drop at just barely before the 3-minute mark. Let the network reset, and then key back up. Wait a second, and then continue talking from there. But yeah, we got most of everything there. Anyways, we'll go ahead and toss it over to N3VEM from KJ7 OMO.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, this will be my my last one, but before I jump, I'll just share that. Yeah, the stuff going on in Florida is downright wild, to be honest. I don't know. What's funny, in Pennsylvania where I am, it feels like I'm in central Pennsylvania, and it feels very rural here. Like it would be more like Florida where I live, but because we've got Philly at one end and Pittsburgh at the other, as a state, our laws are actually still semi-reasonable, I guess is the best way to say it. So it's Pennsylvania as a state is usually still colored with the safe colors when you look at those maps, but it really depends where in the state you are. But yeah, and then to answer the rocketry question, so our launch tomorrow is actually not through either NAR or AAA, because the rockets we've been building, I guess NAR would be most applicable as far as like the set of rules and stuff that we follow, but it's just basically the big one we're launching is essentially the largest that you can do that's still considered model, so it doesn't require the FAA clearances and all that stuff. So we've been kind of building ours on purpose so that we can essentially launch them from the farm fields that are around here or the school that's near us. So once we go level 1 though, the closest club to us that actually does certification stuff is a AAA associated club. So if we decide to do the actual certification stuff, it would probably be through AAA is who we'd end up doing it through. But with that, I will jump for tonight and sign, and hope everyone has a good one. N3VEM.
Alrighty, and N3VEM from KJ7 OMO returning. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us, and 7-3 to you. And always good hearing you on the net. And we have traffic from Macedon from Alpha Echo 4 Whiskey X-Ray, who simply wants to say hello to all of us. Alrighty, we're going to toss it over to KC3VIU from KJ7 OMO.
This is KC3VIU, Phoebe, and I was actually wanting to know where the launch is going to happen from tomorrow. You mentioned Farmers Fields. Well, that could be anywhere here. But the local school, that would almost have to be CV, Conestoga Valley. I may try and swing by and see if I can watch for a launch tomorrow. And kind of like to know, because I have probably about, honest to goodness, 20 rockets and probably 40 engines to use. So I could be a very fun participant in that event. So, but at any rate, Florida being nuts. Pennsylvania's laws are good, and we're helping to make them better through a couple of organizations here, and hopefully get driving more towards actually like more like New Jersey than other places. And even though we're very much rural, I got to say that the people here are much more understanding and accepting. It's really such a pleasant thing to see that even people that you would otherwise look at and think they're hyper-conservative and going to give you grief are just very much accepting, like, oh, you want what we want, and that's freedom. And so, yeah. But it's a good thing. I really think so. Anyway, I kind of was wondering about the rocketry thing, and I'll throw it back to the net, and hopefully next cycle around I can find out something. Back to Net Control, KC3BIU.
Yes, rockets. They're so much fun. I would love to shoot one up for the first time. I've seen quite a few others on videos do it, but I actually want to try my hand at shooting rockets up into the sky. I'll bet that would be a lot of fun. Alright, we're going to toss it back over to Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alpha Echo 00 Bravo from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Alright, well, looks like we lost them. We'll try them again later on. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so who else is out there wishing to check in to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you wish, you may include your pronouns in your transmissions. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, she, her, and I'll be standing by for anybody who wishes to check in to the net. Who else is out there wishing to check into the net? Please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically.
Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta. Victor Kilo 2 Bravo Sierra Delta. Yakov in Sydney, in and out.
Alrighty, you got your in and out check-in. Thanks for stopping by on 7-3. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alrighty, VK3 JED from KJ7 OMO, over to you.
Okay, Kimberly, and looks like another subject's just kicked off. That's sort of the next level past rocketry on Discord, and that's satellites. Yeah, and that's something I used to do a lot of as well back a number of years ago. Yeah, just a little further on Yakov's report. That was a very short RF link, suffice to say. Yeah, I've still got my homebrew satellite antenna. Never imported the Aero, just built my own, and it's worked quite well. Should get out, and it's one thing I can do here at the moment. I've got enough room in the backyard to swing the antenna around and yeah, play on the satellites. So yeah, all good. Yeah, I said good luck with the rocketry, and yeah, very fascinating hobby to have. Yeah, rocketry. I knew a few people that were keen on it, but yeah, never actually went out and where anyone was firing any off. And yeah, it's a real shame the way politics is going over there. Things are looking quite bad in large parts of the US. Here, so far, so good. At the neo-Nazism that's sort of being pushed around the world is trying to rear its ugly head, but the majority of the public and the governments are trying to squash it. But they have had some influences on some scheduled public events, which is a bit disappointing. So, yeah, because they're very loud and aggressive, even though they're still a minority fringe, and hopefully a vigilance will keep it that way. Anyway, KJ7R. Yeah, time that to perfection. KJ7RMO with the group VK3JD after the alligator bit.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Yeah, like I said on Discord, it would be cool if we had a few geostationary ham radio satellites around the world and linked together with ground stations, and to have this net relayed over that system. It would be so cool. We'll really have a worldwide coverage, old school style. Oh boy. But yeah, on the anti-LGBT politics stuff happening, yeah, it really sucks. But hopefully one of these days all those awful people would be silenced. And their voices no longer being heard, and their influence no longer being no longer existing. But yeah, and the only way to do that is for us to vote them out. That's all we have to do. Vote them out. And yeah. Anyways, AB9UZ from KJ7 OMO. Over to you.
I may or may not have ticked off the conversation about satellites because I looked up VK2 BSD and saw that their they frequent AO91, Fox 1B. And I was like, back in the early 2000s, in mid-2000s, I was a frequent flyer on SO50 and AO51 and AO27 on the VU FM transponders. I have tried my hand at sideband ones, but I don't know. I still have to figure that out more. But yeah, it's funny. I've been working satellites for decades. I mean, I haven't done it in a while, but like I worked my first satellite in 2004. So yeah, blah. Yeah, Wisconsin is pretty safe, laws-wise presently, but back in 2003 when I transitioned, I was living in Door County, and I met the Klan on less than ideal circumstances. Like, literally, they were leaving death threats on my answering machine, and somebody actually tried to make good on one once, and that's when I was like, nope, screw this, I'm out of here, and I left. And yeah, I know that the potential for this kind of stuff coming back is very real, and that's why I'm like, no, this will defend, like, they will meet the new and improved me. So, but yeah, I considered dragging the antenna out today, but like with my finger all messed up, I wanted to give it at least a day to kind of get reset, and then I can do something with that, tomorrow or something. Oh, I should build an egg beater or something for satellite operations. I've thought about doing it over the years. I just haven't done it. I don't know. I guess it's a question of spoons, and I did not have them. But in other radio stuff, eventually my fiance said she wants to get her ham radio license, and like 3 years later, she's still, I'd like to get my ham radio license. I'm calling her out as she's sitting on the couch over across the room from me, and she's kind of like, I don't know, smiling and a little side eye. But yeah, hopefully we can get her on the air.
Node 2
Well,
1
really
0
okay,
5
so you
time
you
out.
don't do sideband then, or no, not sideband. Well, I do sideband, but like, so you don't do FT8 or FT4, or when you do it, you just check it and then turn the radio all the way down. Well, you have a weird sense of hearing. Anyway, I try to get people involved because it's important, because if things go pear-shaped in a lot of different ways, it could be our ability to communicate with one another. So I get it. So, anyway, yeah, the things that I worry about, like what's going on in Florida, spreading and stuff, like it will become important for us to be able to communicate with each other in various alternative formats. So, anyway, I'll turn it back to Matt. 89 easy.
Once again, you timed out, and I was able to hear you on All-Star, but, well, the digital networks quit relaying your message after the 3-minute timeout timer, so do keep an eye out on the clock. But, yes, transitioning. Well, I transitioned almost 3 years ago. Not quite, but not quite 3 years, but almost 3 years ago. And Let me tell you, estrogen feels amazing in my system. Yeah, it just feels amazing. Getting back to radios and satellites and all that stuff, I was able to work a few people on the International Space Station repeater, but due to the lack of a directional antenna, I only had a very brief window of opportunity to work folks on that repeater using my outdoor vertical antenna, a Comet Golf Papa 3. But I do hope to either build a dual band directional Yagi, or maybe just go buy one. I tried to build a dual band directional Yagi, but the results were absolutely disastrous. So yeah. Anyways, I hope to one day again have a directional antenna where I can just point that sucker, like a Yagi or something, point that sucker right up into the sky and be able to work satellites and also the ISS, which is technically a satellite. Alright, we're gonna toss it over to KC3VIU from KJ7OMO.
This is Stevie, KC3VIU. Yeah, as to what your fiance says about the noise and stuff, that's funny because I listen to such things for the noises. I love to go to Signal Wiki and just listen to the different modulation types and do like pattern recognition stuff from that. I first got interested in what was then, I think, to me, the unknown science of electromagnetic compatibility by putting my AM radio too close to my 1976 calculator, which when you push the buttons and asked it to add, multiply, subtract, you could hear the sounds of everything inside working to get the result. And then you could hear the pattern of the sounds from the playback as it swept the display. You could hear that bit of sweeping if you were listening carefully enough. And it was just kind of crazy. I'm like, that is the coolest thing in the world. And then find out I've made at least a part of a career on that. Love that. And satellite stuff, yes. I very much would love to do some satellite work. And as far as antennas go, I have no problem building things for reception. But at this point, transmission and knowing the constraints of that and not having well, I do have a SWR meter, but need to pull it out and check things. But so far, I've just been working my HT. So as I get more and more experience with the other parts, it's like still the transmitting antennas still kind of give me a little, at least until I build some of the larger things successfully, I'm going to be a bit timid about them. Knowing full well the amount of power going through them is kind of frightening. I have a healthy respect for it, not scared, just a good, healthy respect for it. So I'll just go ahead and throw it back to that KC3VIU, back to net control.
Alright, KJ7OMO returning. I was gonna say something to you, Phoebe, but it left my mind. Getting back to AB9UZ real quick, your fiance, so procrastinating to get a ham radio license. Well, have her go to hamstudy.org. That is hamstudy.org. Start her off with the technician class license. Get her to, study that whole thing. And if she wants, she can also study for the general and, if she's brave enough, the extra. But she won't be able to get anywhere, unless she starts with the technician class license first. And so after she gets all the questions and answers burnt into her mind, then she can book the official exam and get her technician class license. And if she wants, she can also try and do the exam for the general class both on the same day and see what happens. That's definitely what I recommend, hamstudy.org. And she can also, and don't worry, all of us will make sure that she gets all the help she needs. So if she has trouble with understanding the exam stuff, we'll back her up. Don't worry about that. Us hams help each other, and we also help new folks too. And that's the beauty of the ham radio hobby. But in the meantime, you're welcome to bring her in as third-party traffic so she could, talk to us through you. You actually can let somebody, a non-licensed person use your radio as long as you bring them in as third-party traffic and announce them as such. And that you're right there holding the radio. Alright, we're going to check back in with Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo and see if they are around. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, well, it looks like they disappeared on us, so I'm going to mark them in as checked out, but if they still hear us, 7-3, 7-3 to them, we're going to see if we have any additional check-ins to the net. All I need are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you may include your pronouns if you wish. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, she, her, and I'll be standing by for any additional check-ins to the net.
Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu. Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu. CJ, good evening to the net.
Alrighty, Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu. CJ, got you down. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Alright, Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. We'll toss the mic over to you.
Well, good evening, Kimberly, and good evening to the net. Not a whole lot to report this way. I've been playing a little bit more on the HF side and joining in a couple of HF nets. There's typically, particularly 75, 80, and 40 meter nets. So far, so good. Quite interesting on some of those nets. Been trying to work all states, and I like about 6 or 7 more states getting mapped. Hawaii and Alaska's the biggies on those, and just got an order of 100 physical QSL cards in, and currently working out the logistics of getting those out and returning some QSLs. don't think I really have that much at the moment, so back to net. KO4TZ.
Alrighty, that sounds like a lot of fun. KO4TZ from KJ7, Alamo returning. Yeah, definitely a lot of fun. I've been doing some HF stuff as well, and always fun to do. Alright, before I kick it back up to the top, was there anybody else wishing to check in? Alright, it doesn't look like it. VK3, JED from KJ7, OMO, over to you.
Yeah, I'll make this a final, but yeah, certainly satellites are definitely fun. I did them for a few years, had a lot of fun, particularly on the FM ones, although I did have some success on SSB. The biggest challenge was finding someone else on them. The Mode A, what they used to call Mode A, the 2 metre up, 10 metre down were a little bit easier. The higher frequency ones, like 270, contacts on this side of the world were few and far between on the LEOs. Just not as many people, but FM was quite easy to get a contact. In those days, SO235 was the standout satellite, really easy to get into. Sadly, it only lasted a couple of years, but while it was running, it was an excellent bird. It had battery issues, and I think the batteries ended up shorting, so that was the end of that. And time can fly easily when you're chatting on these things. Like the net was 10 minutes late, but it's still been going for an hour and 20 minutes, so yeah, I might head off and do something else and keep an eye on the weather and see if I can get out before the end of the day. I've had too many relatively light days and need to move, so see what I can do. Plus I've got one or two things I have to do as well that are fairly time critical. Anyway, on that note, I'll say 7.3. I will still be on Discord, but probably won't come back on RF. KJ7 OMO with the group VK3JD.
Alrighty, VK3JED from KJ7 OMO returning. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out with us, and 7.3 to you. And always good to hear you on the net and have fun with the stuff that you're about to do. Alright, AB9UZ from KJ7 OMO, over to you.
Yeah, I'm still here. I don't know. Was there a question? I was like, I heard something about free DV, and I was just like, oh, this is interesting. And I kind of went down a rabbit hole, and then I was like, I wonder if there's stuff that's D-Star on HF, and I found something about D-Star and HF, and I just kind of like kept kind of going down this rabbit hole of like, I had no idea that there was the digital voice on HF until just now. So that's kind of fun. That would be a neat thing to do. But yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun to do something on HF-wise. So evidently she did start reading something that I didn't catch what it was, but oh. Oh, got it. You were reading the novel. Got it. Okay, well, doesn't help that much, but it's still a neat read. So, anyway, it is ham radio related. I don't know if you can hear her, but, yeah, she's over here playing Minecraft. Oh, we were going to do stuff tonight, and I forgot. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm going to turn it back to Nat. Maybe 9 easy.
AB9UZ from KJ7, OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. All you need to do is, when she's not looking, swap the ham radio, novel out for, the, technician class, license manual. But, go ahead and put the cover of the novel on it so that she still will think that it's the novel. But when she opens the book up, instead of it being the novel, it'll be the license manual instead. I'm just messing around. We're gonna toss it over to KC3VIU from KJ7 OMO.
This is KC3VIU. Oh dear, excuse me. I think I'm going to be turning in for the night soon. I'm pretty much a lightweight drinker. I had a nice big martini tonight, and aside from the good food and everything, just kind of draw the evening to a fine close. Of course, calling into the net is always fun, so I hope everyone out there stays safe and happy. And of course, Pride Month is coming up, so happy Pride to all to get started. And 33 and 73 to all. Back to net control. This is KC3VIU.
Alright, KC3VIU from KJ7, OMO returning. Yes, Pride Month. Yeah, I don't think the Pride Radio Group's gonna have any contesting for this year for Pride, but I think there might possibly be a QSO party instead. So definitely looking forward to doing that, and I do want to try and do a little something for the for Pride Month. Maybe I could throw up the K3PRG club call sign up on the air or something, along with mine, like I did a while back, where on FT8 I got 2 FT8 programs running at the same time, one with the club call sign, one with my call sign. Both were running simultaneously on the same what do you call it, timing, so to speak. So, and yeah, both call signs were able to work other stations at the same time. It was a neat setup that I did. So yeah, I might do something like that or whatever. Yeah, or maybe something else, like for the QSO party, I might try and do some voice contacts with the club call as well. So, or maybe JS8. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I'm just thinking out loud right now, but we'll see what we can do. All right. Well, 3373 and all the numbers, and we'll catch you next time. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wind up winding things down as well, but first let's toss the mic back over to Kilo Oscar 4 Tango Echo Zulu from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Well, it has been good hearing everybody in here. didn't really stay very long, but I may go ahead and make this on my final, but some thoughts anyways. I'm not sure what all the details would be if we're not doing CQ Pride, the details of what the QSL party would consist of. I don't know if I saw a whole lot of details on that as far as the Discord goes. And I'm also toying with an idea, since I'm going for my extra in September and going ahead and knocking that out. And there are couple of disagreements going on as far as the local club and repeaters going. Fairly good terms, but I'm wanting to have a little bit more flexibility as far as the experimentation on the air, and I've been kind of toying with the idea of I'm going to have a couple of good paychecks coming in. And I've been toying with the idea of if I want to take on the task, but I'm thinking about maybe looking into setting up my own somewhat mid-range repeater. I've been toying with the idea anyways, and would not be against picking up PRG coverage on the thing. I was planning on adding some digital accessibilities with the repeater if I can get all the details squared away and can actually make this a thing and make it happen. I've got to place a pretty decent elevation, and it needs something on top of that hill. What better than to put a repeater up? So that's kind of some stuff that's been on the agenda, and have been doing a little bit of work in the car. I am thinking about, when summer comes along, that I may play around with a couple of drone projects and maybe doing some Dropbox experimentations on the RF side. Let people connect up to the server and fly it around, and give somebody a little kind of a file drop / fox hunt sort of task activity. We did recently have a fox hunt with our local club. It went pretty well, but the fox hid pretty well, and it was every bit of 2 hours to find them. So we still need a little bit more practice in, but it was kind of a fun little activity to do. And so I think that pretty much covers the basis of most recent ongoings. So. Oh, and did do some work on the RF side for the car. I've got the Tar Heel and everything mounted, so HF mobile now, and all it likes is putting a machine in the car where I can play dedicated digital and do I can do FT8 and hear FT8 while waiting on the highway at the local gas stop and play some FT8. I have been playing a little bit of JS8 Call too recently, but that's a whole other discussion. I want to give it back to Nat. KO4TEZ, I will be clear on the next.
All right. Well, heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's really awesome that you've got a spot for a repeater, and yeah, we would definitely love to have a connection to that repeater as well. That would be really cool, and yeah, hopefully you'll be able to get stuff squared away with your club there, and allow you a little more freedom, and yeah, FT8 on the road. Oh heck yeah, that sounds like fun. All right, well, 7-3 to you. Before we end this net, do we have any additional real quick check-ins before we shut things down? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar standing by. Alrighty, well, looks like you're the last one on the list, so we're going to toss it over to you. Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Fun. Yeah, I'm reading stuff about FreeDV 2020 and the differences between that and things like D-Star on HF. And yeah, it sure looks like D-Star is not very well suited to HF at all. But modes like FreeDV seem to work really well. I did actually download an app for FreeDV. Yeah, it's the FreeDV app. Yeah, radio device, all this fun stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm just kind of poking my head around at it because I'm like, wait, there's digital voice on HF, and I'm just like, and then I saw there was D-Star in HF, and I was like, wait, does that even work? And it doesn't look like it does work very well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just poking around, kind of, procrastinating on getting this next week of stuff done on the cybersecurity course. Should do that. I could help you on Minecraft, that is true. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's not a lot going on, and I'm just trying to, I don't know, figure things out and get things ready to go for the boat, get all that stuff done. Maybe even, I don't know, update some people. I'm eligible for a tech apprenticeship through Apprenti, and I should let them know that I've already finished the first course in the Google Cybersecurity Certificate. So, but yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I don't really have a lot. Everything is horrible. Oh, wow, that is a lot of slime creatures. I probably should go and help you. Wow. I'll turn it back to Nat. 89 easy.
Alrighty, AB9UZ from KJ7, returning. Well, in addition to, D-Star, people also have used Fusion on HF. Yes, Yaesu System Fusion on HF. You could find that there as well. But, like D-Star, Fusion is not really suited for HF either, though people do it anyway. FreeDV is definitely the way to go for HF, and I do make use of it on HF, so, yeah, if you like, maybe one of these days we could try and work each other using FreeDV on HF and see how that goes. Anyways, let me reset for a moment. Anyways, before I shut things down, do we have anybody wishing to give their final thoughts or transmissions before I officially close things down? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Small comment, I guess, KO4TEZ. If anybody's really wanting to play around as far as FreeDV goes, because I haven't messed with it since the 2020 update and all, so would be open to playing a little bit of FreeDV if anybody's curious. Although 20 meter coverage for the 14.236, I kind of got limited coverage on that particular antenna right now, but if anybody wants to try anything as far as 75 coverage, well, 80 coverage and 40 meter coverage for FreeDV, playing around with it, I would be game for that. Just have to coordinate a time and a date. So, just a comment as far as FreeDV goes. KO4TZ.
No problem. We'll coordinate that on Discord. Any other final comments or transmissions before I close the net?
Slava Ukraini.
All right, go ahead with your final comment.
Oh no, that was my final comment. It was Slava Ukraini. So, maybe not you.
Alrighty. Any additional final comments before I close this net? Alrighty, folks, that is a wrap. I would like to thank all of you for participating and having fun on this net. I also would like to thank the Waverly Amateur Radio Society in Sydney for allowing us to hijack their systems to carry this net. I also would like to thank VK3JED and VK2WAY, as well as the rest of the Pride Radio group for their for their help at making this net and this network possible. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. I now return all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their abnormal abuse. Cough, cough. What? Where am I? Oh, I mean, I now return all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their normal amateur radio use. 7-3, everybody, from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. And for those of you who are on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you on the next one. 7-3 to all from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.